saying like that we pan down the camera. So, let me just see one thing here. Perfect. Pan down the camera so that's not taking. See what I'm saying? See how we got all the stands on top? You know, all the stands are on top. You're gonna have to pan so we see a little more the sideline on this. Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally cool with that. Very unhappy that this did not work. Just have to do it the old-fashioned way. This is really the main thing.
So I was kind of taking my time, and I was like, yeah, I thought it was just really good. I thought it was so good.
I got the beautiful deck all set up and it's not working.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, then we'll figure it out later.
It's nothing.
So with this new deck, see all that? That's
Yeah.
Q1. The blue is go live. 3 is commercial, and if I'm active, roll it back, I have it all programmed. For some reason, it's working great. I just drive it.
That's awesome.
So that'll make our lives a whole lot easier.
Hey, you may need to come on the other side of the field, because it's not,
It's not gonna register.
it's not picking it up.
Yeah, you're too far.
Yeah.
3,000 feet is really like 100. You just wanted an excuse to walk across the football field.
Dorsey is. I see what he's doing.
Yeah, too far. 3,000 feet is really, that's why. Football field. Welcome, football fans coming from Cedar Park, Texas. It's your Round Rock Dragons will be squaring up against the 2-0 Vista Ridge Rangers. Vista Ridge comes into the night led by quarterback Caden Arnott, senior quarterback, with 456 fans coming from with 456 passing yards on the season. He's rushed for another 48 yards for a total of 514 yards on the season. The running game for the Rangers led by Quinn Sizatowski, the junior running back, averaging 58 yards a game and 3 touchdowns. And the leading wide receiver is Deshaun Castillo, averaging 55 yards per game. Defensively, Cameron Piteris with 4 tackles and Amare Jordan with 1 sack averaged per game. As for your Round Rock Dragons, led by senior quarterback Jack Oppel, Oppel comes in, we start the season, I should say, for the Dragons 0-2. Tough loss 2 weeks ago at Shoemaker. They played a much better game last week. Really, it was one play, a go route that 4 times they were able to out-jump the corner, who had good coverage. This is Bob Slocum with Game Time Broadcasting here with Justin DePriest. How you doing tonight, Justin?
Doing well, Bob. Excited for to open up district play. You know, both teams here coming in know that they got a district rival. They've definitely done a lot of scouting. We're 3 games into the season, so at this point, you'd have to believe that both teams have kind of shook off the beginning of season jitters, trying to get in that mid-season cadence here, and this is going to be a big game. This one is starting district play. These are the ones that really count. So you know both teams are coming out and really ready to make a statement for district title.
And we talked, I'm going to play in a minute our coach's interview from the week. Coach Moore made it very clear. We talked very similar to baseball about the 3 seasons of football. You've got the scrimmages and the first 2, then you hit district play, and then playoff season. We come in tonight 0-2, 2 tough losses, but the team is trending in the right direction. I think you see a lot of positives. Running game led by Brady Cochran, who has been lights out with a couple of electric, including a 76-yard electric run where he was tackled, did a 360 over the back of a defender, and took off running. But it all rides on the arm of Jack Oppel, and I think you pointed it out last week. Coach Moore and Coach Tenney did an outstanding job moving him around, getting him out of the pocket to throw downfield. So let's take a moment. Let's jump in and get to Coach's interview. Hi, this is Bob Slocum with Game Time Broadcasting here with Coach Moore. Coach Moore, we're on to Vista Ridge. But before we move on, let's take a look back at the first 2 weeks, coming off of a tough loss against Temple. What are the key takeaways that you had from the Temple game?
The biggest thing that I noticed is just a massive improvement from week 1 to week 2, which is always good, kind of a tell of a team, like are they resilient? Are they wanting to get better? Are they wanting to make the sacrifice to make their program better, that kind of thing. And so I saw that, and that's positive. Um, uh, Talking about Temple specifically, and I saw a lot of really good things as far as our D line and O line play. I also saw a lot of uh, improvement on our back end, tackling the whole works, and then just our operation on offense has been, really, really good. So seeing all that's been great. Our message to the kids this last week going into Vista Ridge has been all about, hey, these are the ones that count now. Like, we're in district. We've gotten the scrimmage and the 2 games out of the way. We know where we're at. We know what we need to work on, and so it's a new season. And we always talk about the 3 seasons of football, anyways. Pre-district and district, and then going into the playoffs. But even more now, just trying to get their focus back on the next opponent, just kind of winning each day, and just making sure that we're locked in and focused for the task at hand each day.
I love it. Let's drill into the execution a little, if we may. What are your thoughts? What I saw in the game, offensive line, and they were playing a very tough defensive line. Let's talk a little bit about what you're seeing from the offense, the line play
Yeah.
there.
So I think that out of all the groups at our game last week, offensive line play was probably one of the most productive, if you will. I think that those guys are playing really well together. They're kind of locked arms, and not only are they playing well, but they're playing well together, and that's obviously the recipe of great O-line play. And I'm just really proud of those guys, and I challenged them. Last spring, and even going into the summer. Just wanted to make that group so much more tight knit, and they've done that, and they've shown that that's been working for them. So it's nice to see those guys come out and play physical and really help our run game, and giving Jack some time back there to throw the ball. So it's been great.
And the run game, I mean, it's worth looking at that, right? I mean, Cochran had a huge game. The week before, you had 200-yard rushers. What do you see in there with kind of the dual threat?
Yeah, Brady has done a really, really good job. Just getting what he's supposed to. He's creating explosives, but it's not like he's having to do anything out of the ordinary to get those explosives. Like, he's doing what he's coached to do, and that's the recipe of a great Cochran. We've had multiple Cochrans come through, and they're steady. And they're very coachable, and super respectful kids. They got a great family, and so when those kids get in there and play, they follow what they're coached to do, and they do a really good job.
Awesome. Defensively, what are you seeing? Let's talk a little bit. I guess we could start with the defensive line.
Yeah. Defensive line play has been really good. A couple minor busts here and there. Last game, kind of, let them pop a couple here and there to kind of extend some drives and stuff. But as far as their effort and their tenacity every single game and every single down has been, really, really good. We knew going into the season that that unit was going to be somebody that we have to lean on because of their experience in comparison to everybody else on the field. So they've been playing physical and fast, and they have created a new line of scrimmage in both games that we've played. So we just got to keep on leaning on those guys.
And we've talked about, the do your job mentality, execution, right? Saw a major improvement in tackling in obviously the front 4, but the linebackers as well.
Yeah. I would say probably our linebacker core unit has probably been the most improved from week 1 to week 2. Not great week 1, but much improved into week 2. Still have a lot of learning to go, but as far as filling gaps and making tackles, the tackles they're supposed to make, that kind of thing, so much better. Now the next step and the next thing that we're working on with these guys is to be able to cover better. So it's a constant work in progress, obviously, but they've shown a massive improvement from week 1 to week 2.
Now, from one of the things you just touched on, right? We had 4 deep plays.
Mhm.
And, from the press box, for me, it looked like we had the coverage. I
Yeah.
mean, literally the corners were in the
Yeah.
face to face. How do you come back to keep their confidence up? And then how do you coach that this week?
Yeah, well, people need to also understand is like both those receivers are D1 receivers. Like they're phenomenal athletes. They got multiple offers. Like they're great athletes. But credit to our secondary guys. Our 2 corners that have been out there, Omar Estrada and Colin Padaville. Like both those guys, like those are the hardest positions to play on the field as a cornerback, because it has to be like a next play mentality all the time. Because there will be times that the receivers get theirs, but
Yep.
it's just like, what do you do in the next play, right?
Yeah.
They're great kids and they're going to battle back. They have, I mean, they're tough skinned. They know what they're putting themselves into by playing those positions, and they hit the ground running on Monday, just making sure that they're getting better. As far as what we're doing, in practice and stuff, just continually working on the deep ball and not freaking out when the ball gets close or when I'm having to go play a ball in the air or that kind of thing. And a lot of that's just like reps. Just getting used to being in that moment. And so we just try to keep on putting them in those moments and try to get their positioning right, and then how to deflect the ball or knock the ball down or work through hands or whatever the technique is or what it calls for during that time.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention one thing there is with the corners and defensive coverage, every rule in the rule book is stacked against them as well.
Yeah.
As well as playing
Yeah.
the toughest position,
Yeah.
they can't look funny at a receiver
Yeah.
or it's a penalty.
Yeah.
And I'm exaggerating, but you
Yeah.
get my point. All right. So offensively, as a fan, right, I got to tip my cap to Coach Tenney.
Yeah.
An amazing job. What I'm seeing is a change in tempo. It's something you wanted to establish. I'm seeing the play calling where it really, I mean, changing formations,
Yeah.
moving guys around, good balance of tempo as well as run to pass ratio. What do you see in there?
Yeah, so one of the great things that Coach Tenney always brings to the table is extreme ownership. Like he knows that, it's not up to our standard offensively. Like he's always going to try to find a way to fix it. So he always puts that on himself first. But I can also give credit to the rest of our offensive staff and the way they've attacked each day and each weekend, trying to put a game plan together and trying to get the ball in the right people's hands and that kind of thing. And like credit to those guys, they've been doing a great job, and especially Coach Tenney.
Yeah. So which players are emerging as vocal leaders, cultural drivers in the org? What are you seeing?
So what's funny is this last Saturday, Luke Rodriguez came up to me and asked if they can have a player-led team meeting. And I don't know if it's like a panic button. It's not necessarily that at all, actually. But he just wants to make sure that everybody's on the same page going into the district. And so that was them. That's the Leadership Council getting them together. That's them talking to the guys, making sure they're all on the same page. And Luke said it was super positive. So I would say Luke's becoming a great vocal leader. Jonah Mussey's been great. Dove Stickler, Shia Stickler. I mean, those guys have been really, really good and have really taken ownership in the jobs that they have been asked to do.
How about underclassmen? And I know one of the Stickler boys is an underclassman, right? Luke Rodriguez, I expect the leadership from him. I've known him. He's always been a leader. Looking back towards any underclassmen, maybe sophomores that are surprising you that you're seeing step into being more comfortable being.
Well, we do have 7 sophomores on the varsity right now. And so a lot of them are just like, they're just kind of holding on to their rear end right now. Just trying to just like make sure they're in the right spot where they're supposed to be and that kind of thing. But I would say like, Ford Lucas is probably has started showing up in spots, and I mean he's on every special teams. He's on he's playing a lot of reps on defense and doing what he's supposed to do. So I would say that he's probably been a little bit of a shining light on the defense so far.
All right, so let's look ahead. Looking at Vista Ridge, you kind of touched on this, right? 3 phases or 3 seasons, right? We're done with the first. Now we're into district play. Now it really matters, right? How are you building momentum, confidence inside that locker room?
Yeah. Well, I think that just trying to put it in perspective for the kids is probably the most important thing. Making sure they understand that these are the ones that count. These are the ones that that matter. And if you want to extend your season, you got to win these, right? And I mean, not to put any more pressure on them or anything, but they just need to understand how much more focus and attention to details that we do need to have.
Excellent. And then last question, keys to the game. Watching the game tape, seeing what Vista Ridge has, what do you think the keys?
Yeah, so Vista Ridge is a very well coached team. Coach Scott does a great job over there, and but they're always solid on defense. They're always going to play good, hard, tough nosed defense, and then they're multiple on offense. I mean, their quarterback's going to be he's going to be electric. Like he's probably going to have a good chance to go play at the next level. But just like multiple formations, just making sure that you get lined up correctly on defense against their offense, and then us offensively against their defense. We just got to establish our run game, do what we're good at, and then also, just make sure that we're keeping them honest and putting the ball out into the areas where our athletes can make plays and that kind of thing.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it, man.
Good luck this week.
Thank you.
This is pizza with a heart, baked in a restaurant with a soul, where the grit of Detroit meets the innovation of Austin. Sometimes pizza's just pizza, but at Via 313, it runs way deeper than that. Built right to the last bite. Try it at a Via 313 near you.
From delivery day to every stage of womanhood, Dr. Marco Uribe is here for it all. Born in Laredo, trained at Yale, and trusted in Austin for over 20 years. Whether it's hormone therapy, surgery, or compassionate care, Dr. Uribe delivers more than medicine. He delivers confidence.
And we are back from John Gupton Stadium. The Round Rock fans, the Vista Ridge fans are pouring into the stadium. Many have taken the 8-mile trek from Dragon Stadium to Cedar Park. Many of the pregame festivities are over, and we are about to 2 minutes from kickoff here. This is Bob Slocum with Game Time Broadcasting alongside Justin the Priest. We've got a few new technical gifts for you tonight. Hopefully everything works, including Hank Oppel down on the field with a camera. And we want to give a special thank you to River Rock Landscapes. River Rock Landscapes, the supporter of our pregame show. We're going to pause for the national anthem.
You've never had pizza like this. Via 313, Detroit born, Austin inspired. With cheese to the edges and the sauce on top, you'll wonder if you'll ever be able to eat non-Detroit style pizza ever again. Try it at a Via 313 near you.
And we're back from the Via 313 booth with Game Time Broadcasting. This is Bob Slocum with Justin DePriest bringing you some 6A, 25 6A district play tonight as Vista Ridge host your Round Rock Dragons. As the color guard leaves the field, we're seconds from kickoff here on a beautiful night. Want to give a special thank you to River Rock Landscapes, our touchdown and this week's pregame sponsor. All righty, so Justin, what are you looking for here tonight?
Well, I'm looking for a balanced offensive approach from the Dragons, from the offensive side of the ball. They will be receiving the kickoff here. Like we'd mentioned earlier, first game the Dragons had against Shoemaker really accentuated the running game and did a great job, led by Cochran, and really show that we can run the ball. That carried into week 2. Another thing that was really encouraged about in week 2 was kind of the birth. I felt like the birth of the passing game. Getting Opple out of the pocket, let him run, give him some options there because he's got great legs also. He's not just got a good arm, but he's got good legs. So it's nice to get him out on the corner and give him some options as we're gearing up for kickoff, as the Rangers are placing the ball and about to kick it off. Got our normal cast of characters back deep to receive for the Dragons. Number 2, Daniel Berry, and number 17, Dylan Yeager. Ball's away. That will go out of bounds, so the Dragons will have some good field position here to start it off. Check that. For some reason, we are doing a re-kick. I don't know if maybe they didn't blow the whistle to start the play, but it looks like they are kicking again. So we'll get a restart.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're marking any yards off. Actually, I stand corrected. They did. So that's going to be a false start on the kicking team on Vista Ridge. So they'll line it up from the 35-yard line. That's going to put Yeager and Berry on the 15-yard line.
Interesting call here rather than taking the ball. Coach wanted to see if we could spring something on an early kickoff return, especially scooting them back, and here we go again.
And it's going to be the senior Daniel Berry on the 10. Takes it up the middle, has a few blockers, kicks it out looking for a seam, taken down at about the 32-yard line. It looks like number 5 and number 23. Number 5 is Kieran Pagel, and 23, Donald Wynn, junior defensive back for Vista Ridge on the tackle. And we're going to get our first look now at Jack Opple. One of the things we've talked quite a bit, you heard us talk in the coach's interview in the pregame, Coach Tenney, what a job he's doing this year, is really opening up the playbook, well balanced between the run and the pass, finds ways to get Jack Opple out of the pocket where he's strong.
It'll be interesting to see if the Dragons use tempo as they have the last 2 games here. Usually the first 2 plays are already decided, and there they go right there. This is going to be a good gain for the Dragons. Looks like a pickup of about 7. Wouldn't be surprised if they get right back on the ball here.
We've seen that quite a bit. It's controlling the tempo, and when we have a good play, we seem to run up to the line. This time we don't. That was Cochran, first carry, 7 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. Officially marked as a 6-yard gain. Yeager on the top of your screen, Berry on the bottom. It's going to be Griffin in motion out. Pass to Griffin on the 35, cross the 40 to the 50, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds. It's number 0, Amari Jordan, the senior linebacker, with the tackle for Vista Ridge.
Here we go with the tempo again. Usually when there's a first down, you'll see the Dragons run right up the line.
That's Cochran up the middle. Finds a little bit of a seam and burst for an 8-yard run on that one.
And that's why, because essentially what you're doing is you're not letting the defense get set. They're already thinking pass. You just had a first down. They're a little bit on their heels, so it's a great time to try to spring something up the middle. Another good gain, 8-yard carry for Cochran.
And worth noting is the play of the offensive line the first 2 games. That's going to be a play action. Going up top for
Got a
Yeager.
man.
Oh, one-handed catch. Holy cow,
Wow.
that's a touchdown, Dragons. He had him on the go route. There should be some laundry on the field for the pass interference. It's not. He had him armbarred.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had instant replay on. That was a one-handed catch. The defender is holding on to his right hand. He's reaching up with his left, cradles the ball in, and then just muscles across the line for a Dragon touchdown. A great strike. Good pass by Jack Oppel, throwing it only where the receiver could get it, and just a great play by a playmaker. Yeager is that guy. And the extra point is good.
All right, we're going to try to tilt that bottom camera up a little bit. So along with the scoreboard, they do show replay here at the John Gumpton Stadium.
That was just an incredible play. You know, we talked early, Bob. You asked kind of what we were looking for. You talk about a balanced attack. That's about as balanced as it gets. 2 or 3 pass plays, 2 or 3 running plays. Within 6 plays, we are in the end zone. And really, defensively, Vista Ridge didn't know what was coming. And Dragons took full advantage of that, running a little bit of tempo, but also just changing up the play call. You know, that first pass play that you threw out, that bubble screen up to the top of your screen, that's what you call a confidence builder for your quarterback. You want to get one good reception, and then what that does is it builds confidence, and then you can take these long shots down the field. So great play calling, awesome execution by the Dragons early on.
The junior kicker, Santiago Irizarry.
Pooch kit that went out of bounds. That's the second time, and here comes the flag. We'll see what Vista Ridge wants to do with it, either take the penalty and the ball or make the Dragons re-kick it. We'll see what they've decided here. Both kickers having a hard time keeping it in bounds on their first kicks early on in this game. Nothing like a 1:40 scoring drive, though, Bob. We went from 12 minutes at the beginning of the quarter to 10 minutes and 19 seconds.
Outstanding. And I mean, I'll be critical when we need to be critical. I'm going to give praise when we need to give praise. And I think Tenney is absolutely offensive coordinator. I know we're 0-2, but the play calling, the tempo, this is really exciting to watch.
Well, in a first drive to be that successful, that speaks to the scouting, Bob. It really does. Like the coaches were ready with the game plan. We're about to see what this high-powered offense from Vista Ridge is going to do here. Empty backfield.
Quick pass, and it's 15 is going to be the first one for the Dragons with contact. Number 15 is Ellis King, one of those super sophomores we often talk about.
That's a tough route to defend. You've got trips up the top of the screen, and the far receiver is coming across the middle. The other 2 are running your defenders off, so it's kind of an underneath screen. And it doesn't surprise me that King was the one that made the tackle, because that is the linebackerville right there if you're crossing the middle. Step down to pistol formation, Vista Ridge.
Caden Arnott, the quarterback. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Number 3 on the carry. We've got a gang of number 4 and Cade. That's going to be number 11. Cade Zamora is the first one in on the tackle.
Colton Shane, defensive back, coming up to make a hit also on that play.
And there's your number 4. Both seniors. We talked a lot. We talked about last week's play of the corners. The corners, and after watching the game tape, they had great coverage. You had 2 D1 wide receivers who have multiple D1 offers on the table, and it showed. You talked a little bit of having thick skin and a very short memory.
Absolutely.
Handoff is given to Rodriguez, just misses. Oh,
Ball's loose.
And that first
That's
down,
Dragon.
Ellis King with the recovery.
That started at the line of scrimmage, Bob, the defensive end on this right side.
Max.
Absolutely pushed that play. It extended the play. The running back was not able to get up and move north and south. He made him go further outside, which allowed time for the linebackers to come in and close, make the hit, force the fumble, and the Dragons are in business at the 47-yard line of the Rangers.
Yeah, Max Williams is the one who disrupted it in the backfield. And it would be Ellis King who gets the fumble recovery. Cochran in the backfield, in the pistol. And Opple keeps it, flips it out to Yeager, who's hit immediately and driven out of bounds. Number 8, number 20 for Vista Ridge come in on the tackle. Number 8, Kevin Juke.
It's like a gain of 1 on the play. That was well played by the Ranger defense. Again, stretching out the play, not really giving Yeager a chance to square up and start moving east and west here.
Barry on the bottom. Yeager in the slot on top of the screen. Griffin is the receiver on the very top.
Looks like we got timeout for the Dragons. Did not like the play call, and we are running a little bit low on time on the play clock. So Dragons burned their first timeout early on, but I have to say I'm really pleased with the defensive play and the offensive play these first 2 series. Now this is the time that the coach is saying, you know, we really want to punch him in the mouth. We got to drive this down and score and go up by 2, either 2 touchdowns or at least 2 scores here to really kind of set the tone early against the Rangers. And we are in a position where we can do that. We've got 2nd and long. Curious to see what we draw up here. But we've shown we can stretch the field with bubble screens and go routes. And then you've also got the running game that's shown a lot of grit here this last 2 games, and honestly early on in this one.
So ball's on the 49, 2nd down and 9 to go. And I'm sorry, I stand corrected, 46 on the 46 inside the 50, on the short side of the 50, 2nd and 9.
Great protection. He's got a man.
Got him open with the catch in the 5. And he's going
to go in.
Touchdown. What a play by Dylan Yeager. Makes the catch on the 10 and literally carried the defender from the 5 backwards into the end zone for another Dragon touchdown. And they're going to go for 2. Handoffs to Yeager. Fights his way up the middle. He's fighting his way. Drilled on the 1-yard line. What a run. He had a great run, but comes up just short. Looks like it was number 88, number 44. Number 88 and 44 for Vista Ridge on the tackle, Ethan Creel. And it's going to be 13-0, and we're just 7 minutes. We still got 7 minutes and 54 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Dragons with 2 quick strikes, both of them to Dylan Yeager. Here's what I'll tell you, Bob. It's if you can't tell on the screen, he is a big-bodied, strong receiver, just a big guy. And what we're seeing from the secondary from Vista Ridge is even when they lock him up and wrap their arms around him, you're going to have to really punish him to get him down because he's just too strong. He walked in, both of those touchdowns, walked in with a defender hanging on him. So he's dragging them across the goal line. That makes 2 touchdowns for him, 2 great receptions, and honestly, 2 perfectly thrown balls by Opple. I love to see the confidence here with Jack airing it out and really taking some shots down the field. This is the kind of stuff that frees up your running game.
I don't think he has an incomplete pass yet tonight. And Irizarry back for the kickoff.
Another short kick. No fair catch called. He will field this.
Number 2 on the carry, and he swarmed immediately. Number 34 for the Dragons, that's going to be Jason Nold, was the first one to make contact. And we're going to have a 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
2 good series again from the Dragons, but here's what you've got to do. You can't relax against a high-powered offense like Vista Ridge. This quarterback has shown that he can absolutely throw. He's a threat. He's got some good receivers at the core. You're looking at a 2-0 team here, Bob, so we cannot go to sleep. You've got to make sure the defense stays focused.
Arno back looking to pass all the way. He's got 11. Oh, he's got a seam, and he's gone off to the races to the 30. 20, they're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Vista Ridge. It was a quick slant route. He found his seam, and Arnott to number 11. That'll be Ben Reed, the senior wide receiver, with the touchdown.
Well, it's exactly what I just had mentioned. We've had 3 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes. So, I mean, this is gearing up to be an absolute shootout between these 2 teams. You've got 2 quarterbacks that are not afraid to throw the ball and a good receiver core. So this is gearing up to be quite the battle.
And we've got to give a shout out to our touchdown sponsor, River Rock Landscaping. Want to thank all of our sponsors. River Rock also sponsored tonight's pregame show. That's what enables us to bring this live free broadcast to you every Friday night.
You've never had pizza like this. Via 313, Detroit born, Austin inspired. With cheese to the edges and the sauce on top, you'll wonder if you'll ever be able to eat non-Detroit style pizza ever again. Try it at a Via 313 near you.
This Ridge gearing up for the kickoff here. 13-7.
Kickoff's going to be fielded by Yeager.
Just out of bounds for a touchback out the back of the end zone.
And here we go. Get to see Jack Opple, who's been perfect tonight in the passing realm. I wouldn't be surprised if we start off here with a run.
We got trips up top. And we got Cochran in the backfield.
Up, it's a pass.
Another bubble screen.
It's going to be Daniel Berry. Cross the 30, cross the 40, taken down at the 42-yard line. 43 is going to be the official marking. 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
Here we go, tempo again. And off this time, Cochran up the middle.
He's met by a swarm of Rangers.
Tough sledding there for about 1 yard gain. This is kind of what we're accustomed to see, though, Bob. whenever the Dragons get a first down, I wouldn't be surprised if they've got what they consider a first down play. So if we get a first down, we're gonna run right to the line of scrimmage, and we've got a set play that we're gonna run to see if we can break something while the defense is kind of still getting acclimated to the formation. Here we are now, we got twins on both sides stacked.
And it was C.J. Milligan and Nate Cochran on the tackle for Vista Ridge.
Vista Ridge showing pressure, bringing pressure.
Pass is just out of the reach of Yeager. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
It's our first third down that I think the Dragons have seen.
Yeager's going to step out. We're going to see Ryan Llewellyn comes in for the slot. On the top of your screen is number 6, Dylan Harper.
This is a specific play for a 3rd and long. They are calling timeout. We are taking another timeout in the first, early in the first. We are halfway, not even halfway through the first quarter. Dragons called their second timeout of the half.
And Dylan Harper's in the game. Carson Griffin, Jonah Musey, and Daniel Berry are your wide receivers. And a special thanks to Christopher Brogdon on running the cameras. And we've got Hank Oppel down on the field with another camera, bringing you some different camera angles. Out of the shotgun, Cochran in the backfield.
Showing blitz and bringing it.
Rolls out to his left, keeps his eyes down the field. He's going to try to run for it, but that's going to be a sack. He's going to take a 4-yard loss on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 13. And Round Rock will run out the punting team.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Vista Ridge knew that we were in a passing situation here, and they brought the house. They overloaded the line. Somebody was going to come free and flush Oppel enough out of the pocket.
Adam Ferguson, the punter for Round Rock.
End over end punt rolling.
Across the 30. It was picked up, and he was immediately tackled. You had 22-33.
Matthew Adams,
In on the
sophomore defensive back, coming up with great special teams play.
And I love that. You got to love when these sophomores really step up. We've got several, what I call the super sophomores.
All right, well, here we go again. Vista Ridge coming out. They've got a slinger here at quarterback, and we're about to see what they've dialed up here. You've got single coverage up at the top of your screen.
It's Quinn Sizatowski, the running back, behind him in the pistol. Arnett, the quarterback, number 7. He's moving a few players around to the right position. And that's a handoff. Sizatowski is going to fight his way for 2. That'll bring up a 2nd down, actually 2nd down and 7 from the 30-yard line. You know, we can't talk enough about this defensive line either. Done an outstanding job.
Really have.
And what a game last week the senior Luke Rodriguez had. Blocked a couple of extra points and field goals.
Disrupted a lot of plays. Hoping to see some more of that. Here we go. Play action pass.
Out to Sizatowski, who's met immediately.
Great open field tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. He might have picked up a 1.5 yards.
And I see it's Cade Zamora in again, the senior safety.
Big 3rd down play here.
And I'm not even going to touch that, the fact that I was there the day he was born.
Yeah, I think we learned something there.
We learned what not to say. No, it's really cool watching these young men grow up.
So here we go, 3rd and long. Empty backfield.
Patterville on the top of your screen in coverage. It's Omar Estrada, the senior, on the bottom, number 3.
We got man coverage from the Dragons. Good
Under
pressure.
Great pressure. Airs it up. And it's 93 who got him and drove him into the ground. For the Dragons, number 93 is Lucas Ford.
Another sophomore just coming up with a huge play right there, forcing the incompletion. That was a great answer to their stoppage of our series just a few minutes ago. Dragons with some last-second substitutions. You got Yeager back deep, and that ball's going to sail over his head.
Oh, what a beautiful
What
punt.
a punt. If it checks up, wow.
Nope, just into the end zone for a touchback, but that was a beautiful punt from the 31. He put that one easily 58, 59 yards in the air.
Well, he's got the wind at his back here, so we knew it was going to sail a little bit, but that exceeded everyone's expectations, even the coaches on the sideline telling Yeager where to line up. You usually have a lot of help if you're receiving punts with where you should line up based on watching the punter and pregame kick. And that ball was absolutely hammered and out of the back of the end zone.
Good opportunity for Round Rock to really separate here.
4th series that the Dragons have had in the first quarter, and we're only 8 minutes in.
Handoff, Cochran's going to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Dragons.
Yeah, tough sledding there. Met immediately in the hole. Defense had a stunt up on the top side with defensive end and the tackle kind of doing kind of a swim and rolling over each other. Really stacked us up there. Now we're looking at 2nd long.
Apple
Got a
going for
man.
Yeager again. Has him in coverage. He makes the catch. Spins out of the tackle to the 45-30. They're going to tackle him from behind. That's a 1st down
Daniel
for
Berry.
Berry, number 2.
What an incredible catch. Again, I love the fact that we are seeing the Dragons really kind of just unlocking Apple just to air the ball out. You've got receivers. You've got guys that can run and catch. No drop passes today so far. And we are marching the ball down the field. And this is going to, again, open up the running game. You keep stretching that secondary. The linebackers are thinking play action pass. They're thinking you continue to beat us. It's going to allow some extra space in the running game.
That's going to be 1st and 10 from the 29. Apple's going to air it out again. Under pressure, rolling out to his right. Keeps his eyes down the field, is able to throw it away. All right, they're going to come and talk.
He is outside the tackle box. There should not be any kind of intentional grounding there. Yeah, no call.
No flag.
That's a good no call. I mean, he was so far outside the pocket, there's no reason to even question that.
But saves a 7-yard loss, so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Apple and the Dragon offense.
Yeah, a lot of toughness there. We got single receiver Carson Griffin down here in the bottom, one to watch with no help over the top.
That's Yeager in motion. Handoff's going to go Cochran, and he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Nothing going there for the Dragons. You can already tell that these two schools, Bob, there's a lot of, I would say a fair amount of additional pushing and shoving. There's no love lost here, and definitely a couple of groups that are very competitive knowing that they're coming in their first district game.
Absolutely. Number 6 on the top of your screen is Dylan Harper. Carson Griffin on the bottom. And it's Musey, number 18, in the slot on the bottom. So twins to the right, twins to the left.
Like to see something over the middle here. There's
He's
no
looking at Yeager.
free safety. There it
Ball
is.
Up. He's got it again. Ooh, just out of the reach of Dylan Yeager.
Yeah, that cover 2 defense. You saw the middle of the field open. That's exactly what Jack saw also. He knew that space, that real estate was going to be open. Just missed his target there. Dragons sitting at 4th and 11. Looks like they are keeping the offense on the field. Play clock is going. We're at 20 seconds, so nothing to panic about yet. We'll see if we'll see what we draw up here. Looks like you're keeping Cochran in the backfield for some extra blocking.
Mussey and Griffin on the bottom. Yeager's on the top in the slot. Jack directing traffic. Airs it out of bounds. Great coverage by the Vista Ridge secondary. Griffin, number 0, was the intended receiver.
And you know what, Bob? That was a good read by Jack. Pocket was kind of collapsing. This is not a situation where you can step up in the pocket. You're going to want to step out on the side, try to get on the corner. He did a great job there.
So that'll switch sides. The Vista Ridge offense will come back out.
It's like we've got a Wildcat situation here, or we've changed our quarterbacks for Vista Ridge.
And the handoff met immediately. It's number 99. That's Peyton Johnson, another super sophomore on the tackle.
We've got at quarterback now number 10, Cameron Lasick. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that.
And it looks like number 3, the super junior, Quinn Sizatowski, the key running back for the Rangers. And it's Sizatowski with the play action pass out to, and there is Colton Shane immediately on the tackle.
With a flock of Dragons on the tackle. That was great to see the defense swarm. I was a little surprised over here on the corner that we did not see a flag. Looked like the outside receiver here really hooked our outside linebacker.
Yep, Jack Wensing and King also, the super sophomore King, also in on the tackle. Ellis King. You know, we've seen this a lot, right? This bend, don't break. Tackling seems a little bit better tonight.
Yeah, definitely wrapping them up. Here we go straight.
Airs that one out just out of the reach of number 17. Cade Zamora on the coverage. Also had Estrada in the area.
Great series by the Dragons. That's going to bring up 4th down for Vista Ridge. Looks like they are doing a personnel switch here, bringing in the punt team. And again, if there's something we learned about the last punt, you might want to play it a little bit deeper. Looks like they've got Yeager coming out to receive the punt.
Number 11, Ben Reed.
He's given him a good 50 yards this time from the 20 to the 20, which he definitely earned it last punt.
He pooched that one. That's right out of bounds. I think they'll mark it around the 45-ish. And actually, they're going to bring it all the way up to beyond the 50. They're going to bring it to they're going back and forth. We'll give them a minute.
Decisions.
Oh, yep, they brought it back to the 47-yard line.
Well, those 2 punts couldn't have been any different from what we saw early on. Definitely worked in the Dragons' favor here. Getting the ball with good field position right around midfield. And worth noting, Bob, you know, Oppel's been making these passes. Our passing game has been going against the wind the entire first quarter.
Daniel Berry, the lone receiver on the bottom of your screen. Play action.
Carson Griffin on the catch.
And that's going to be enough for about 7. That'll bring up a second down and 3 for your Dragons.
And the end of the first quarter.
From delivery day to every stage of womanhood, Dr. Marco Uribe is here for it all. Born in Laredo, trained at Yale, and trusted in Austin for over 20 years. Whether it's hormone therapy, surgery, or compassionate care, Dr. Uribe delivers more than medicine. He delivers confidence.
And that first quarter brought to you by Dr. Marco Uribe. As we move into the second quarter for Dragon football brought to you by former alum Ostex Moving. All right, Opel out of the shotgun.
Got a penalty. Either somebody moved. Yeah, we got movement on the offensive line here. Somebody flinched. It's going to bring the Dragons back. That's tough because we were looking at second short. Now we're looking at second long.
It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 49-yard line. As we start off the second quarter, your Round Rock Dragons leading this one 13-7. Play action. Quick pass to Yeager, and he's off to the races. Giddy up.
Not going to catch him.
To the 10. Touchdown, Dragons.
3 touchdowns for Dylan Yeager tonight. That's right. Sorry, 2 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns for Jack Opel.
That one for 51, I believe.
And again, Bob, I can't say this enough. The kid is strong. He had two defenders that bumped into him, and one had their arms around him, and he ran right through them.
Ari's kick is through the upright.
The secondary for Vista Ridge has not found an answer yet. They're going to have to tackle him to bring him down. This is not a player that you can arm tackle at all, and he's proven that with 2 touchdowns. Just incredible work so far. And again, you got to love the confidence that Opel is showing in the pocket and making great passes, good decisions. This is the third game maturing that you see from your senior quarterback here, really getting comfortable with his receivers. You can tell the timing is tighter. Overall, just a fantastic job by the Dragons offense so far. Again, we're 10 seconds into the second quarter. It is 20-7 Dragons over Vista Ridge Rangers in our district opener.
And he's spreading it out, too, with that, right? You've got Mussey, you've got Griffin, you got Daniel Berry, and you mentioned several touchdowns from Dylan Yeager.
Yeah, and just to give a point of reference, Yeager is 6'3", 205. He's benching 305. This kid is strong. This kid is just strong. And he's a junior, Bob.
I just saw a hype video, and they've interviewed him. And he talked about his training and all the training that he does on the off season. And now he just relies on that, sits back and trusts the training that he's gone through.
Well, it's definitely got him strong enough to run through some arm tackles.
And here we go.
Kickoff return by number 11, Ben Reed for Vista Ridge. Brings it out to the 25, 26-yard line where the offense will pick up and see what they can do about the Dragon defense.
Absolutely. Cooper Quinn, Cade Zamora, both in on the tackle. Second quarter action brought to you by Austex Moving. 17 in motion. We still have Loxic at quarterback. Takes off. Makes a move and it's going to slide down. That's going to be just, they're going to mark him just short of the first down. Again, it's where he starts to slide. They're going to mark him down at the 36-yard line. That'll bring up a short 2nd down and 1 for Vista Ridge.
Yeah, and if you could watch that back, the defensive line had such an incredible push on that it just immediately opened up the middle of the field, caught us in a man situation. Linebackers have vacated to cover receivers and left the middle of the field open there.
Ryder sledge in at the right end.
Dragons into cover 2. Awesome job stopping that run. Push them back, so it's going to be 3rd now and about 3.
Sizatowski on the carry. Loses 2 on that one. And looking at some of the scores, trying to get some of the scores for you. Hutto, Cedar Ridge is leading Hutto right now, 21-13. Lake Travis over Midland Legacy, 21-7. Vandergrift leading Stony Point, 10-0. And Westlake is tied up, 7-7.
There it is, ton of pressure.
And that was Luke Rodriguez is in the face of number 10, Cameron Lasik. We haven't seen the quarterback. We've seen a quarterback switch. Arnott hasn't been in. We'll have to see if we can find anything from the sideline.
4th down is going to show this through the punt. Here's what I'm loving about our defensive line right now, and this is just 6A Texas high school football. Our defensive line, they're big and strong, but they are getting great penetration into the backfield almost every play.
There's the punt. Yeager's going to let it roll. And that's another beautiful punt. That's going to roll inside the 20 to right about the 15-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for your Round Rock Dragons.
Yeah, that was a good punt. Really pinned the Dragons back. This is the worst field position they've had so far this game. But now we'll see what happens here as we're going with the wind, if we're going to continue our aerial assault here, or if we slow it down and really start pounding them down. Obel back in the shotgun. You got Cochran directly behind him. Vista Ridge showing pressure.
Handoff goes Cochran. He's met immediately at the line. He's going to keep fighting his way for a gain of about a yard. But he fought for every inch of that yard.
Number 98 for the Rangers.
Tiffany Attenborough, the junior defensive lineman. Snuffed it out, and a lot of credit to Cochran, who kept his legs driving.
That's tough sledding down there, running into those big defensive linemen right in the gap.
And DeMonte Davis was in on the tackle as well, number 99. Pulls it back.
There it is
There's
again.
it for Yeager, just out of him, in and out of his hands, just a hair behind him.
Just a little behind. He made a good attempt to swivel around and make that catch. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long. Shout out to our camera work tonight, Bob. This crew is top notch.
Chris Brogdon in the booth with us with 2 of the cameras, and we've got Hank Oppel down on the field level with the field level view. Oppel looking left.
Setting up the screen.
Oh, that was beautiful look off. It was covered up quickly.
Number 40 from Vista Ridge. He sniffed that out. Wyatt Porowski he was right there waiting for the back for Cochran. As soon as he landed, he was wrapped up.
And it was number 25, Ryan Soetas, the junior running back for Round Rock. That's going to bring up a 4th and 9 from the 16. So they'll send in the punter, Adam Ferguson.
We got to talk to the coach. 25 and 26 look too much alike.
Way
Bob.
too much alike. Way too much alike.
See if we can use this wind.
And that's going to roll across the 50 to the 45.
letting
They're
it
going to let
go.
it roll inside the 35. And they're going to down it right about the 34-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 for Vista Ridge with 8 minutes, 18 seconds left. Your Round Rock Dragons are leading this one 20-7. And we talk about these camera angles. Special shout out, Austex Moving, the second quarter sponsored sponsorships that we have that are paying for all the equipment. We're still looking for that $2,000 sponsor so we can add an instant replay machine to the broadcast. Number 5 in motion. Handoff up the middle, number 3. He's going to barrel and spin his way to about the 41-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 3.
Pay attention to that play call right there with the wide receiver coming in motion. That's the beginning to set up what we'd consider more of a wide receiver option play where he follows the quarterback this time. I have no doubt we will see that again. That's a setup play.
Number 10, Cameron Lasik, the quarterback. It was Sezatowski with the carry.
Trips here at the bottom of your screen.
Bobbles the snap, but given to Sezatowski, and Quinn's going to kick it off the left end for the 1st down. Run out of bounds by number 29. That's Cooper Martinez, the junior defensive back.
Szyzatowski really showing some speed there. He didn't get really a clean handoff because the snap was fumbled a little bit, but got it and was able to get to the sideline in a hurry for the 1st down for the Rangers.
Shia Stickler back in at right end, along with Peyton Johnson on the right side.
Dragons in the 4-3.
Snap, hand it to Sezatowski again. Had him in the backfield, just missed him. Sezatowski's able to spin out of the first tackle and picks up about 4. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6 from the 50-yard line for Vista Ridge.
Yeah, he kept his feet moving. Number 99 for the Dragons, sophomore defensive lineman Peyton Johnson, had him for a loss. Just couldn't hold on. Good kind of veteran running by Szyzowski, keeping his feet moving and being able to trudge out for about a 5-yard gain.
Snap, looking pass all the way. He's going to step up into the pocket and take off, and he's got some running room. And that's going to be enough for a Vista Ridge 1st down. Colton Shane comes up and makes the open field tackle, saving a touchdown.
Gave him about 12 on the play. It's the same thing that we've seen early on when he scrambled. Quarterback number 10, Lasik, get good pressure from the defensive line. If you're just bull charging as a defensive lineman, you're not reading kind of where the quarterback is, and the linebacker's kind of vacate or get stuck on a receiver, that's wide open, a lot of real estate there to take off and scramble. Pretty tight formation. You got one wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Little bit of trickery there.
Szyzowski spins out. He fought every inch. Again, to get back to the line of scrimmage, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
That play's reminiscent of the Shoemaker team. Remember Shoemaker running backs on either side of the quarterback, and they're crisscrossing. And the reason they do that is it throws off your linebackers. Your left and right, middle linebackers, they have to make a decision where they stay or they're going with their guy, and sometimes that causes enough confusion to break a run. Dragons did a good job at tracking it down.
Eagle in motion. Lasik snaps over his head, picks it up, and there's a screen pass coming back to number 14. And it's going to be Max Williams, the first one in on the tackle, along with number 34. That's going to be Jason Nold in on the tackle.
Lots of 2 on that, and that could have turned out a lot worse for Vista Ridge after dropping the snap. They ought to be happy that that was actually a screen play because you're trying to buy time anyway. But here we are with 3rd and 12. Dragon defense with a big stop here.
From the 36-yard line, Lasik still in a quarterback. He's going to step up, airs it out, got a receiver open, and it's caught, and touchdown, Vista Ridge. 36-yard touchdown pass to number 11, Ben Reed, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, that's a really good flag pattern. It's where you start in kind of on the seam and you bend it out to the flag or the pylon, and just got past the senior free safety, number 4, Colton Shane.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Looks like it was number 86, Marcus Niglioni, junior kicker.
Well, that's going to bring the score. Dragons 20, Rangers 14.
Moving soon? Let Ostex Moving take the stress off your shoulders. Owned by a proud Round Rock Dragons alum, Ostex is your go-to team for fast, reliable, residential and commercial moves across Texas. From packing to unpacking, we handle it all, with expert care and same-day service available. Call Ostex Moving for a free quote today, and go Dragons.
And we're back, and as usual, Dylan Yeager and the senior Daniel Berry are back to receive on the kickoff. 14 for your Rangers. Your Dragons leading this one 20-14. Kick is going to be caught short and tackled immediately. On the catch is number 18, Mussey. Jonah Mussey.
Good field position here for the Dragons. Get things started around the 30. There's been a lot of action this first half, Bob. A lot of scoring. Both quarterbacks, all 3 of them. The starting quarterback has been out for a little bit here for the Rangers. We really don't know his status, but both teams showing that they can score quickly.
Absolutely. Still 28. Looks like it's still 28-7. Lake Travis over Midland Legacy. Oh, it's going to be Yeager.
Turned it upfield. He's got a seam.
Cross the 40, breaks a tackle, finds the sideline. And he's finally going to be wrestled down, but not after he picks up. Wow, that's a good
22-yard
carry on the end around.
He's one of those players, Bob. You just want to give him the ball. Like, give him the ball. He's hard to tackle. Like we mentioned earlier, he's a big kid, very strong, physical player, a junior. This is the kid to watch for the next couple of years because he's definitely got next level written all over him.
Oh, absolutely. And I love in the interview, first thing he goes to is his training, his off-season training program that he goes through. The handoff is Cochran. He's met immediately. Number 0 was the first one in on the tackle. That's Amari Jordan. That's going to be a pickup of about 2 yards, bringing up a 2nd down and 8 from the 42-yard line. 3 minutes, 28 seconds.
This is where clock management really comes into play here with the Dragons. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. You want to use as much time as you can, and you definitely want to put some points on the board, knowing that the Rangers are going to get the ball to start the third.
Mussey in motion. Handoff is to Cochran, who's going to barrel his way. Looks like he picked up about 4 on that. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 from the 38-yard line.
It's a big play here to extend the drive right before the half. What we don't want to do is give the ball back to Vista Ridge. Like I said, they've shown that they can score quickly.
Griffin's the receiver on the bottom. Yeager's the one to watch in the slot. Daniel Berry on the top. Pass all the way.
There it is,
Yeager
slant.
got him. He breaks through 3 tackles. And that's going to be another 20-yard reception. Oppel to Yeager for another Dragon first down. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Clock is running. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Cochran's in the pistol. Jack keeps it, rolls to his left, looking downfield, puts it up. He's got Berry in the back corner of the end zone, just out of the reach.
Great play. Way to use his feet. Jack Oppel. Bob, I can't emphasize how tough of a throw that is if you're moving left as a right-handed quarterback to try to, you'll notice he was kind of weighing just how much time that he had so that he could set his feet to try to make this throw. And the entire time you're on a clock because your receivers run out of real estate back here in the end of the end zone. And that's really what happened. Good throw.
Absolutely. And it was Carson Miller, the junior D-back, on the coverage. Had him covered well, but again, that ball placement was nearly perfect.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, your goal is to throw it where either your receiver can catch it or no one catches it. And that's what we've continued to see here from Oppel this half.
And
It's like
it appears we're going to have an injury here. So we'll take a quick break.
No, I think he might just be relocating.
Let Ostex Moving take the stress off your shoulders. Owned by a proud Round Rock Dragons alum.
And we're back to the action. Quick pass out to Yeager across the 20. Oh, we got a flag on the play.
That looks like we're going to have some holding here.
Yep.
Number 0, our wide receiver, Carson, looks like he locked up a little bit with the defensive back, the Ranger defensive back. That's a tough penalty. We're going to be 2nd and 15 or 10 or 15 or 20 here, depending on how they mark this off.
Yep, it's 10. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 20 for your Dragons. They're going to spot the ball at the 32-yard line, which is interesting because the last play we were on the 23.
Mm-hmm.
It is Cochran in at running back next to Oppel. Oppel out of the shotgun, as always. Looking right, steps up under pressure. And it's number 43 for Vista Ridge. Thatcher Powell gets the senior defensive lineman gets the sack. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 23 with 1:35 seconds left.
Well, Vista Ridge managing the clock well right now. Every time they can get a stoppage, they're using their timeouts. Try to pin them back. So we're 3rd and forever right now, 21 or 23 yards to go to a 1st down. This is kind of one of those times, Bob, where you say, we've got the win behind us. We've got a good kicker. Do we just want to play this conservatively and get a little bit closer? If not, we're definitely out of field goal range. That would be a 53 or 54 yarder if they tried from here. So you got to get a little bit closer if you want to give your kicker a chance. And that might be the play, knowing that we missed. We have one less extra point with the game 20-14 here right before the half.
You know, one of the things I love about this offense, there's always a different kid stepping up, different young man. Tonight it's been all Jaeger. Also worth watching, Daniel Berry on the bottom of the screen. They're going to come. Berry's by himself on the bottom. Jaeger in the stacks on the top of your screen. Looks left, rolls to his right, under pressure, gets it out. It's
Number
going to be
26.
Cochran with the catch, and he's going to barrel his way inside the 20. Finally ran out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
Great play design there. Barry steps up like he's looking to block and then sneaks out. That play was designed just for him. Perfect timing on this. This is going to get us again into that field goal range.
All right. Special thank you to Booster Club. The Booster Club, James Gumbert, Vice President, who is enabling us to have a camera on the sideline. And the kick from Irizarry's on the way. He's got the distance.
It is good.
And 23-14. The Dragons take the lead on this one.
You know, we had a couple of unfortunate penalties there. They kind of push us back right before the half. You got to love that play call. I've always loved the ability to sneak the back out of the backfield, especially when you have so many downfield threats. What that does is it really pushes your secondary back because they're afraid you're going to get beat with Barry, with Jaeger, and then you sneak Cochran out of the backfield, really opens up, and just some tough running from there to put us in field goal range. That overall, even after a couple penalties, great series by the Dragons, which resulted in 3 points right before the half.
So we'll line it up on the 40. Irizarry back to kick.
But as we've seen, Bob, you can't go to sleep on this offense. Vista Ridge will throw the ball around, and you know they've got some plays that they've been practicing 2-minute drill for this exact situation.
Yeah, we'll have to check the lifetime record between the two, because I know over the years I've been here and I've been at Dragon Stadium for some epic battles. The kick's underway. It's going to be fielded on the 5. Number 11 is going to take it, finds a seam across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Tackled by a gang of Dragons.
Rangers working with 2 timeouts here. 1:16. You know, the one thing that I also noticed on their extra point, their kicker's got plenty of distance on his kicks. So you know you don't have to play just for a touchdown. They're going to get in close and at very least try to take a shot at a field goal here right before halftime.
I'll give a shout out, senior Luke Ramsey in the game now. On the left end, on the bottom of your screen. Number 3 is Omar Estrada at the corner. Lasik still in at quarterback. Under pressure, and they're going to collapse in on him. And at number 90, Max Williams, and it's going to be 96, Luke Rodriguez, both in on the tackle.
Loss of about 2 on that. Vista Ridge in hurry-up offense here as they're under a minute before the half.
Back to pass.
Backfield
under pressure,
empties.
steps it up, lays it up, and it's 14 with the reception. Fumble on the play, and that should be a Dragon football. Oh, no, they're going to rule he was down.
He was down before the ball came out. That was number 14, Mason Kewen, on that catch.
I didn't see who made the hit because I started tracking the football on the fumble.
Lasik showing a lot of patience back there. That was kind of a last-minute decision there. Back right out of the backfield.
Spins out of that one. He fumbles it out of bounds. It was Omar Estrada on the coverage. That's going to be another first down.
27 seconds left in the half.
Gain of 12 on that play.
Vista Ridge really wasting no time here.
Lasik looking for 14 again. And great coverage that time.
Well, you saw him, Bob. That was a design play for the running back escaping the backfield. Kind of the same thing that the Dragons did earlier. But Lasik wisely pulled off his first option because our linebacker was tracking right with him.
And that was Cooper Martinez. Great coverage.
You got Twins bottom of your screen here for Vista Ridge.
Back looking left, locked on him the whole time. He's going to air it out for the end zone, and that's just the
Fantastic coverage there.
number 3, Omar Estrada. We talked about that in the pregame talk with Coach. He had incredible coverage 4 times last week against Temple. And again, a wide receiver, Brown, who has multiple D1 offers already, got up and over him 4 times, face mask to face mask. And we talk about thick skin. We talk about how tough that position is to play. You do everything you can. Mm-hmm. And the kid made an amazing catch tonight. He's doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, he really leaves very little separation usually with the receiver. He does a great job in coverage.
They're going to spread everyone out. Lasik back to pass, steps up underneath 17 with the reception. And it's super sophomore Ellis King with the tackle at the 19-yard line. It's going to be enough for another first down.
Rangers take their second timeout and 6 seconds left. You got to think they're lining up their field goal team here. There just isn't enough time to really run a football play without extinguishing the entire clock. Rule of thumb in this situation is it takes 7 seconds, even if it's a quick out between the snap and getting the ball out of bounds. You've got about 7 seconds, and they're under that threshold, so I would be surprised if they don't do anything but kick a field goal here to try to bring it a little bit closer.
And we will leave the cameras running during the halftime so you can watch the bands that have already made their way down to the sideline tonight. 23-14 Dragons leading the Rangers as Vista Ridge tries to bring this within a 1 score. Kick is up.
Plenty of leg, and that is through the uprights. As time expires, really a noble effort there for Vista Ridge to come in and keep it to a 1-score game right before half. But you have Dragons leading 23-7 in the first 2 quarters.
Absolutely. I think the talk of this has been the play of Jack Oppel and Dylan Yeager. They're definitely connecting tonight.
You know, I'm seeing something that's been developing over the last 2 games with Oppel at quarterback. You know, senior year, really have stepped up this game. You can see some real grit and real willingness just to get out there and get out in the corner, take some risks. Super proud of his play so far this game. Really, really identifying his receivers, connecting the dots here really well. The timing has been great, and really some great catches also by Daniel Berry, and you know, his top target would be Dylan Yeager.
Yeah, Carson Griffin's been in there. We've called Musey's name a couple of times. It's, they're just spreading the ball out. One of the names that we've actually called the least tonight has been the running back, senior Brady Cochran, who's just had back-to-back monster games. So he's pretty well rested.
Yeah, he had two that initial drive, Bob. If you remember, he had two really good runs, 7, 8, 9 yard runs to really kind of set the tone. But here's what you have to know when you're calling these plays. It's that smash mouth football that opens up your passing game. You've got to be able to show these linebackers that you're going to run, and they've got to continue to contend with that threat the entire game. If you completely abandon your running game, then you've got more people in coverage, which makes it a little bit harder on your defense.
Absolutely. But with fresh legs, it'll be exciting to see what they come out. And I mean, they're flipping the game plan. You talked earlier about watching game tape. If you watch the game tape, I'm stacking the box and I'm going to try to shut down Brady Cochran. And Tenney just absolutely flipped that on the tier today. And Jack Oppel, like you said, Dylan Yeager, Daniel Berry, Carson Griffin, just outstanding. Outstanding. I mean, Coach Moore's got to be thrilled with the start of this game. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with second half action. This is Bob Slocum and Justin DePriest with Game Time Broadcasting.
Dragon Football would like to recognize Toyota of Round Rock, a proud partner of the Dragons and a leader in our community. Thanks for standing with our team.
You've never had pizza like this. Via 313, Detroit born, Austin inspired. With cheese to the edges and the sauce on top, you'll wonder if you'll ever be able to eat non-Detroit style pizza ever again. Try it at a Via 313 near you.
From delivery day to every stage of womanhood, Dr. Marco Uribe is here for it all. Born in Moving soon? Let Ostex Moving take the stress off your shoulders. Owned by a proud...
This is pizza with a heart, baked in a restaurant with a soul, where the grit of Detroit meets the innovation of Austin. Sometimes pizza's just pizza, but at Via 313, it runs way deeper than...
Dragon Football appreciates our sponsors: Just Graze, NYSA, Home Solutions, Beth Fitzmaurice with Everett Realty, True Smoke, South State Bank, Q1 Media, Better You, Centro Event Space, Cuppa Austin, Santiago Paint and Home Improvements, Bush's Chicken, JT Reisdorf State Farm, and Watkins Insurance.
All righty, we're back for second half action. This is Game Time Broadcasting, the official broadcaster of Round Rock Dragons football. This is Bob Slocum on the call with Justin DePriest. It's been an exciting and a pretty electric first half. Dragons leading this one as we move into the third quarter, 23-17.
Yeah, 40 points scored between both teams, Bob. Showing some high-powered offenses between both of them. Both teams able to score quickly when needed. And honestly, right before half, there were 2 field goals. So you've got teams that can move the ball, teams that they get in range. They've both got talented kickers. It's going to make for a really interesting second half.
Absolutely. And as the Dragons come onto the field, the box score has it in the first quarter. Round Rock put up 13 to Vista Ridge's 7. In the second quarter, they were evened up 10-10 with Vista Ridge kicking the field goal at the buzzer to end the second quarter. In the first quarter, it was Round Rock Daniel Berry with a 39-yard pass from Jack Oppel. Santiago kicks the extra point. Then you had Dylan Yeager on a 46-yard pass from Oppel with 7:54 left to play. Then Vista Ridge countered. Ben Reed, 71-yard pass from Caden Arnott. That was the last time we saw Caden Arnott. They've gone to Lasik at quarterback. We move into the second quarter. Yeager with another 51-yard pass from Oppel at 11:50. Then Vista Ridge countered. Reed with another 36-yard pass from Cameron Lasik. And then Round Rock Irizarry with the 35-yard field goals, and they would trade field goals as Nigaglione comes in for the 36-yard field goal. We're here. We're ready for second half as Irizarry lines up. We've got number 11, and it looks like it's going to be 15 back deep for Vista Ridge.
Another pooch kick there, no fair catch. They're going to field it at the 30.
I didn't get a number, but I do know it was number 34 for us on the tackle. Number 2 with the return. Number 34 for the Dragons. Jason Nold with another tackle, called his name in the opening kickoff.
Yeah, really good special teams play. You know, Coach Moore said at the beginning of last game that they've really been spending some time with special teams. I think they've really shown up. Last game we had a couple of blocked field goals and extra points. Really, special teams making a difference in these games.
Absolutely. It was 3 of the blocks last week came from the senior defensive tackle, Luke Rodriguez.
Again, with Lasik starting the beginning of the third, I think it's safe to say at this point we're not going to see their starting quarterback again.
Yeah, one of the other announcers up here in the booth at halftime mentioned they saw him get up a little bit slow. We didn't see him leave the field. The stretcher came to the sideline, but we didn't see it leave with anybody on it.
I think we had a legal substitution on Vista Ridge, so that's going to back him up 5. So 1st and 15 for Vista Ridge to start the second half.
Lasik. Sozatowski in the backfield. It's a quick shuffle pass.
That was a forward pass.
That's going to be a forward pass. It was underhand, but it's still a forward pass. That'll be an incomplete.
Incomplete. Yeah, they're trying to do some kind of shuttle pass there. That did not transpire the way they had hoped.
No, I think they're watching the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes a little bit too much.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the creativeness.
2nd and 15 for the Rangers. Spreading the offense out a little bit, you got trips at the bottom of your screen, one tight end in the top. Number 5 going in motion. That's Pagel.
Suzatowski.
And he's the one that gets the ball stuck by number 29 for the Dragons. Cooper Martinez coming up with the form tackle. Beautiful job there.
Third quarter action brought to you by Jason Hughes and the Hughes Insurance Group.
Big third down here. Start the third for the Dragons.
3rd and 7 from the 38-yard line.
Quarterback flanked. You got number 5 in motion again.
Play action. Looking Pagel all the way.
Awesome job by the defensive line. Great penetration. 96 for the Dragons. Luke Rodriguez just coming up huge on that stop. 4th and 10. Rangers are going to be forced to punt.
And Evan Anders, Luke Rodriguez, and number 98, Evan Anders, are in on the tackle. And that's going to put Yeager back deep.
Again, kicking with the wind.
Yeager's going to...
Oh, he fumbled the ball.
And that's going to be our Vista Ridge football. Ball was muffed on the 34-yard line, rolled forward. They're going to mark that down at the 36-yard line, the student section in front of us for Vista Ridge, getting excited.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Really, rule of thumb, if you're returning punts, which I had to do a number of times, if you're moving forward, you got to call fair catch, because what's happening is you're starting to hear footsteps as you're closing in towards the guys that are going to be making the tackle. It's a little unnerving, and that ball bounced off his shoulder pads, his chest plate, and he just could not keep a handle on it. Big-time opportunity here for Vista Ridge. Dragons defense need to come up big here again on this series.
Play action, Lasik. Airing it out. It's got number 9, and he makes a big catch. Caught it at the 5, fell forward. And it looks like they're going to mark him at about the 3-yard line. That's enough for a first down. First and goal for Vista Ridge. Capitalizing on the turnover.
Well, you got to admire the play call, Bob. When you get a second wind like that, this is the time to take a shot. Like, do something down the field, because the defense kind of relaxed. They came off the field thinking they wouldn't have to come back out. Quick turnaround for them. And Vista Ridge takes a gamble, and it pays off. 1st and 10 at the 3. 1st and goal at the 3. Excuse me.
Pagel in motion. Snap underway, looking right, rolling to his right, under pressure, puts it up in the corner.
Touchdown.
And with the catch, once again, number 11, Ben Reed. Ben Reed had a couple of touchdowns in the first half. Adds to another one here.
Yeah, he got lost back in there in the secondary, Bob. Quarterback started to scramble, and he went with them. Unfortunately, our defender did not follow suit. And that ball is up and through the uprights.
Nigaglione, the junior kicker.
That's going to put the Rangers up 24-23 to start the third after a unfortunate turnover by the Dragons.
Not the start we wanted. See how they respond.
Well, now it's time for the Dragons to answer. And you can guarantee that if we get a touchdown here, we will be going for a 2-point conversion, just line it up for a 2-point conversion right away to keep the score at 7.
Kick underway. Yeager's going to have another turn on this one. Fielded on the 4, takes it out to the 20. He's going to fight his way to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
And here we go for Round Rock. This is a big series for the Dragons to come out, and it kind of got punched in the mouth. A little bit of a sucker punch there by Vista Ridge, squeaking out a touchdown on their opening drive after they'd been stopped. So now it's time for the offense to come out and make a statement, march this ball down the field, go for the 2-point conversion, and go back up by a full 7 points.
You got Griffin on the top. Busey in the slot on the top. Cochran's the running back, and Daniel Berry, the lone receiver, on the bottom of the screen. Gets it out to Griffin. Grabbed immediately by number 6, Carson Miller, the junior defensive back, but that's going to be enough for a 5-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, great route there by Griffin. Kept the defender behind him, reached out in front of him, using his hands, catching the ball, bringing it in, knowing he's going to be wrapped up. But again, a gain of 5, good confidence booster for our quarterback, and a great route by Griffin.
Busey in motion. Ball's given that. Cochran is going to barrel his way ahead. Looks like it's going to be about 2 yards. It's going to leave about 3rd and 3. They're going to mark it at the 29. So a 2-yard gain for Cochran on the run. Let's see what Coach Tenney dials up on this play. They're going to go trips to the right. Yeager's back in the game.
Vista Ridge loading the box here, 4-down line, really expecting a run and showing blitz and bringing blitz.
Oppel gets it out to Yeager at the 40, and they take him down out of bounds at the 42-yard line, and that's enough for a Dragon 1st down, 13 yards on the play.
Great outrun by Yeager. Oppel scrambling, finding him out in the flat. Perfect job here. Going with tempo offense again. Another bubble screen to Yeager.
And Yeager's going to barrel his way through 3 defenders, and that's going to be a 7-yard pickup on that play. 2nd and 3 for the Dragons. Several Rangers in on that tackle. Number 16, Dylan Gonzalez, was the first one there.
We go trips right here.
You got Griffin on the bottom, Yeager in the middle. It's going to be Daniel Berry in close to the line of scrimmage.
Showing pressure again and bringing pressure. Another bubble screen, this time to
Berry.
Great
moves. Holy cow. Across the 50 to the 40. That'll be another Dragon 1st down. Picks up 15. An outstanding block by Dylan Yeager. Young man's doing it all tonight for the Dragons. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and be prepared, Bob. Again, that's another play that can set up a real big play. So you can easily act like you're those inside receivers. They're essentially running them off or blocking, but you can act like you're stock blocking and then release and fake that bubble screen. I wouldn't be surprised to see them dial that up later in the game here. Regardless, 1st and 10 for the Dragons, putting together a nice drive here to start their first possession of the 3rd. Play action.
Puts it up deep for Yeager. Diving across the 10. Incomplete. Just out of the reach of Yeager on a go route.
Yeah, and that was covered well by that defensive back. He was in his face the entire way. But again, I can't say enough. That was a well-thrown ball. With coverage that tight, you are, as a quarterback, you are trying to throw it where only your receiver can catch it. It's him or nobody, and he gave Yeager a fighting chance at that. Number 19 checking in.
That's Llewellyn. Llewellyn in motion. Snap underway, given. Cochran's going to barrel his way ahead, and it's going to pick up 4. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
Tough running there. I will say, after the first series, Vista Ridge has made some adjustments to the running game. Cochran has not been able to get north and south as much as he would like here.
And some other scores, thanks to Coach Gumby, Cedar Park and Huntsville knotted up at 22. Cedar Ridge is leading barely 35-34 over Hutto. Lake Travis over Midland Legacy 42-7. And McNeil pulling away from Westwood 34-17.
Play stopped just before it materialized here. Looks like we had a timeout. Dragons. Coach Moore saw something he did not like and burns a timeout here with 5:39 to go in the third. Tip your hat to the offensive line for the Dragons here, giving Jack some time to make some passes and muscling out some tough yards on the running game.
Absolutely.
This is pizza with a heart, baked in a restaurant with a soul, where the grit of Detroit meets the innovation of Austin. Sometimes pizza's just pizza, but at Via 313, it runs way deeper than that. Built right to the last bite. Try it at a Via 313 near you.
This fall, as the Round Rock Dragons light up the field, Hughes Insurance Group is proud to stand behind them as a sponsor of the 2025 broadcast. Serving Central Texas since 1990, Hughes Insurance Group is your hometown team for personal and life insurance. Whether it's auto, home, renters, or RV coverage, we've got you protected. As an independent agent, Jason works with many different companies to get you the coverage you need at the best price. He takes the time to get to know you because great coverage starts with a real connection. Call Hughes.
And we're back. 3rd and 6 for the Dragons.
Oh,
Fumbles. It was an RPO play.
Yeah.
Put it in the belly of Cochran, pulled it back out. Ball comes down. We're waiting to see who. I think it's going to still be a Dragons ball. Yes, it is. It's going to be 4th down for the Dragons. Loss of a couple on that one. Loss of 5. 5. That's going to be 4th and 11 from the 42. 5:14 left in the third quarter. The Dragons are trailing this one 24-23, but they are marching.
$17 on the play clock. This is going to be
a punt.
This is going to be the Opple punt.
Special. And there it goes. And that's a beaut.
Check up ball.
Comes down on the 2 and just bounces in. Daniel Berry in the neighborhood, not able to get to it.
That was actually too good of a spiral on a punt. That looked like a pass about halfway through. That was a great job by Jack trying to get that to check up. That's going to come out to the 20 for 1st and 10 for Vista Ridge.
Dragon Football would like to recognize Toyota of Round Rock, a proud partner of the Dragons and a leader.
Our sponsors, Jason Hughes and the Hughes Insurance Group, an independent broker and a former Dragon alum, bringing you the third quarter. Lasik still in at quarterback. High snap. Quinn with the carry up the middle.
Met by number 20, Jack Winsing, senior linebacker. Great play there coming off the corner, making the stop.
Yeah, right now it's Wensing. Next to him, Jason Nold. Both getting a few reps. You got Luke Ramsey in at left end on top of the screen. Battling back with a cast on his hand.
Looking at Pagel.
Play action, ball is going deep. Number 11, Ben just through his hands. Ben Reed, the intended receiver.
Yeah, if that ball was thrown more towards the middle of the field, he was Reed was breaking for the post. quarterback threw it just more towards the seam, so he had to make a really tough adjustment. That would have been an all-star catch if he would have been able to come up with that.
Reed already has 2 touchdowns on the night, including a 71-yard and a 36-yard reception.
Big third down play here for the Dragons defense.
Back, looks left, rolls out to his right. Under pressure, breaks a tackle.
Awesome
Outstanding job sticking with it. Number 34, and it's Cade Zamora, number 11, number 34.
Jason Nold on the stop. That was a fantastic job keeping his wits about him. Lasic's pretty slippery back there. He can get away from you. And he did a good job keeping his feet.
Great outside containment by number 88, Luke Ramsey.
Yeager back to catch again.
Another beautiful punt. He's going to field that one at the 49, hit immediately. Oh, they're going to rule he was down. They're going to say
he did drop a knee on that first hit, but he wasn't going to stop.
They're going to mark it on the long side, 48-yard line, long side of the 50. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 48. 3 minutes, 16 seconds left. Dragons trailing this one by 1, 24-23. Griffin and Musey on the right. Yeager and Daniel Berry stacked to the left on the top of your screen. It's Cochran still in the backfield.
Fitzridge showing pressure and bringing it.
Quick pass to Griffin, spins out of the first tackle, fights his way across the 50 to the 48-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 4 for the Dragons.
Hats off to Carson Griffin on that catch. Just knowing, I've been there before where you know you're going to get hit as soon as you catch it. Caught the ball, spun out of the first tackle, and then lowered his shoulder for an additional 2 yards. Awesome athletic play there.
Griffin in motion. Quick pass. It's Yeager again. Breaks a tackle across the 40 to the 30 and just pushed out of bounds. They're going to say he was pushed out at the 27-yard line. That is a big gain, 21 yards on the play, and another Dragon first down.
I was just getting ready to say, watch him set. He doesn't have a wide receiver on the other side of him. They motioned over to him, had him bubble out, and then the motion guy, I think it was Brady, came over and made a great block, kind of a stock block on that defensive back to spring that run.
And have to give a shout out to Alan Franz, stadium announcer, friend of many, for sending in the stats. Handoff's going to go, nope, play action. It's a keeper around the left end and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 25-yard line for the Dragons. 2 minutes, 27 seconds left here in the third.
I actually like the play call. A good bootleg every once in a while can really catch the defense off balance. And he was one guy away from kind of breaking that all the way down the sideline.
Had me fooled on the call for sure. Griffin on the bottom of the screen. It's Yeager in motion. Goes to Cochran off the left end, and he just barrels his way. He got nailed by 2 defenders and still stayed on his feet. They just able to knock him out of bounds. But he picked up about 4, and he fought for every one of those yards.
Yeah, we're about 3rd and 5 to go here.
From the 22-yard line. You know, we haven't called out the names of our offensive linemen, but this offensive lineman has been stout all year.
They've had a really great game so far, given Opple enough time. Watch number 2 down here, Daniel Berry on the bottom of your screen. A lot of room on this out route. Nope,
Cochran
up the
middle. And he's going to take a swarm of Rangers to take him down.
We got a flag coming in late. That could be a face mask. Usually if you've got a big pile like that, it's either a face mask.
Let's see what the call is. Personal foul. Face mask on the Rangers. They'll mark it 15 yards, and that's an automatic first down. It would have been fourth down.
That was an absolute gift and really unnecessary. You know, the Vista Ridge coaches are not happy about that. You've got the back stopped. You know, it's going to be fourth and short, and you got somebody coming in at the last minute just trying to wrench them down and get their hands up around the face. Easy call for the officials. I saw it from up here, and really unnecessary, but a gift to the Dragons. But we gave them a fumble recovery early on, so they owe us one. We got trips up to the top of the screen, buried down here by himself.
And number 80, Jacob Moore in the game. It's Busey. It's going to be a timeout, and it is a Round Rock timeout. The second one of the half. We've seen this both in the first half and the second half with early in the halves, right? In the first quarter, now here in the third, where we burnt 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that this early in the game, especially in such a tight game when clock management has become very important as we come down the stretch here. Dragons 1 timeout left. Rangers have all 3 as we're about to exit the third quarter. 1:43 to go in the third. And it's interesting. It's been kind of the tale of 2 halves here, Bob. The first half was run and shoot, both teams scoring at will. A lot of adjustments made at halftime for the defenses. And now we're getting to a place where every yard is labored. You have to earn it right now.
Absolutely. We talk about Coach Scott for Vista Ridge, 15 years. Coach Moore for Round Rock in his 3rd year. Former TCU defensive lineman. That's a keeper by Oppel. Fights around the right end. He's going to lateral it to Cochran, driven out of bounds. He had the option, held on to it, and then flipped it at the last second. Great play by Oppel.
Yeah, I love that play call. I mean, we talk about Jack's arm, but he's got some he's got some speed to get him out in the corner, and I love a good option. And Jack did the right thing. Essentially, you run right at the defender and you make him decide. You're either going to take me and I'm going to toss it, or you're going to try to play the long game and move out to the running back, which opens up a lane for me. Good gain there. 2nd and goal at the 4.
Daniel Berry by himself on the bottom. Cochran in the backfield. That's going to be Musey in motion. Play action, puts it up for Berry. I didn't even see what happened. I moved my eyes for a second.
Went to pass it and lost the handle. Really unfortunate there.
Able to recover it.
Jack's super frustrated with himself. He's got to put that aside, and we've got a big 3rd down here. 3rd and goal now at the 12. 12-yard line.
Yep, 3rd and 12 from the 12. So it's 3rd and goal. Sorry, let's just clear that up. It's 3rd and goal.
12 yards to go.
Yes, surprised I don't normally put that on the scoreboard. Threw me off for a second. Motion, pulls it back, looking under pressure, rolling towards us. And just out of bounds.
We got a flag on the play here.
I hope it's out of holding. Typically, that's a holding in that area.
Yeah, especially when the quarterback starts scrambling out of the backfield. The linemen feel the need usually to reach out.
Or lineman downfield, one of the two.
They're talking to Vista Ridge to figure out if they want to keep it or make it 4th down. We got holding. Yeah, they're going to decline that and force a 4th down. So now you got a decision here. I think we're going to bring the field goal team.
Yeah, all the way. I don't even 24-23. Yeah, I'm old school. I'm a big believer in you never leave points on the field.
Yeah.
It always how many games do you see that come down to a 1 field goal or 2 point or 1 point, or how many times is it a 2-score game and it could have been a 1?
Yeah. It really limits your opportunities later in the game by not taking the points that are on the table.
Kick is up through the upright. It looks like it was number 8.
Man, Cam running free off the corner.
Kevin Jupe.
I'm actually surprised he didn't get a hand on that ball. I think he jumped over it. but he came running free off the corner. All that said, Dragons put 3 up on the board with 40 seconds left to go in the third, take the lead 26-24 here at John Gumpton Stadium in Cedar Park, Texas.
This fall, as the Round Rock Dragons light up the field, Hughes Insurance Group is proud to stand behind them as a sponsor of the 2025 broadcast. Serving Central Texas since 1990, Hughes Insurance Group is your hometown team for personal and life insurance. Whether it's auto, home, renters, or RV coverage, we've got you protected. As an independent agent, Jason works with many different companies to get you the coverage you need.
And the kickoff's away. This one fielded on the 21-yard line. Runs through the first tackle. Let's get some numbers on this one. It's going to be number 32 and number 30 for the Dragons. That's Cooper Quinn and Hunter Wyndham in on the tackle. 26-24, 32 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Great football game tonight. This is Friday Night Lights, 6A Texas high school football at its finest. Oh, we had some motion.
Under pressure, and he is brought down. Number 99, Peyton Johnson with the sack. That's going to be a loss of a yard. Bring up second down and 11 from the 34-yard line for the Rangers.
And they're going to let the clock run out for the third. We're going to go to the fourth quarter. Dragons leading 26-24.
This fall, as the Round Rock Dragons light up the field, Hughes Insurance Group is proud to stand behind them as a sponsor of the 2025 broadcast. Serving Central Texas since 1990, Hughes Insurance Group is your hometown team for personal and life insurance. Whether it's auto, home, renters, or RV coverage, we've got you protected. As an independent agent, Jason works with many different companies to get you the coverage you need at the best price. He takes the time to get to know you because great coverage starts with a real connection. Call Hughes Insurance Group today for a quote or consultation. And go Dragons.
And we're back from John Gumpton Stadium in Cedar Park, Texas. This is Bob Slocum with Game Time Broadcasting. Alongside of me is Justin DePriest, and we've got an exciting one tonight. Dragons come into the fourth quarter leading this one 26-24.
Vista Ridge starting the fourth quarter with empty backfield.
Watch Ben Reed, number 11. And that one overshoots. He's going to draw the flag.
I'm very surprised by that call. That should have been uncatchable. That ball was a good 5 feet from the defender and the receiver. We're going to get a flag here for pass interference, which that's very surprising. You got Coach Moore on the field. He is not happy with that call. I do not blame him.
It was Mason Kuhn, the intended receiver from LASIK, and like you said, it was a good 5-7 yards off of him. There was no way he could have made that catch.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate call.
But either way, they're going to move it from the 34. We're going to go to the 49-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rangers.
Yeah, unfortunate 15 yards there. Vista Ridge likes to occasionally spread the field, kind of reverting back to more of a pistol formation here. 2 running backs in the backfield, quarterback, LASIK, and shotgun.
Sezatowski's the running back. Sezatowski with the carry up the middle, and number 34 sniffs that one out, is all over it.
Jason Nold getting his name called a lot tonight.
I love the aggressiveness there, coming up and making a hit and making a statement. Tough 1 yard gain there. Bring up 2nd and 9.
From the 49-yard line. They're inside the 50, 2nd and 8. Ben Reed, number 11 on the top of your screen. Pagel, number 5 in the slot. Also, now in motion coming over here. He'll be on the outside, the bottom receiver.
Got 3 receivers down here. Number 2 in motion.
Oh,
Timeout.
that timeout. Vista Ridge is going to burn their first timeout of the half at 11 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yeah, that was, you could tell the coach down here, he was getting more and more frantic the more shifts that they were making offensively. And he did not like the play call and chose to take a timeout with a really pivotal 2nd and 8 when they're trailing by 2 early in the 4th.
Quick score update for you. Huntsville pulls ahead of Cedar Park 29-22. Hutto closed the gap, but it's still Cedar Ridge 35, Hutto 34. Midland Legacy trailing Lake Travis 52-7, and McNeil continues to pull away 48-24 over Westwood. Stony Point Vandergrift, it's all Vandergrift, 17-0. And Westlake and
Atascocita.
there you go, knotted up at 28.
What a game there.
Sorry, the New Yorker in me cannot pronounce that to save his life.
That's all right. We got trips. Top of your screen here.
Number 11, Ben Reed is on top. And there it is, 2 with the carry. And he is met immediately. Max Williams at number 98, Evan Anders in on the tackle.
99 also Peyton Johnson, sophomore defensive lineman, stretching that play out.
You know, this line play has been outstanding. You know, kind of what you'd expect when your head coach is a former defensive lineman
D1
for
defensive
TCU.
lineman.
Yeah. Played for the great Gary Patterson, and you see a lot of that culture. Remember, it was Gary Patterson that was hired when Sark got hired at Texas to help build the culture.
Yep.
And you definitely see the culture building going on here.
Doing a lot of shifting here. Vista Ridge, tight formation, careful with an out here. And here it is, looking to the flat.
Steps up, gets it off. He's on the ground. Number 14 makes the reception. That'll be enough for a first down, but he was on his knees when he made the catch. And it looks like they're going to mark him down 35-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 for the Rangers.
Heads up play there by Lasik, stepping up, had the opportunity to run, and made a good throw on the run just before he crossed the line of scrimmage. Trips to the top of your screen. Single receiver, number 11 down here at the bottom. It's Ben Reed.
Lasik rolls to his right, takes off down the right side, across the 30 to the 20, runs out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. That's going to be a 17-yard run and a Rangers first down, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
They have not moved the chains yet. Looks like we had a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's normally
Holding. I was
send it
just
back.
getting ready to say over here on this sideline, this receiver, as the quarterback, as Lasik was making the corner, he had his arm out. I don't think he was necessarily holding, but you've got to be very careful. When you're extending your arms and blocking, man, that's all the umpires are looking at is downfield, the blocking. If you're extending your arms, you're asking for it. You're flirting with disaster there, and that turned out well for the Dragons. 1st and 20 now.
absolutely 26-24. Dragons leading this one. Lasik, Suzatowski's the running back. Pagel. Handoff goes to Suzatowski. Quinn's going to fight his way. Looks like he gained about 4 yards. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 16 from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, good job by the defense. Really, 1st and 20. You don't expect to see a run play. They're trying to catch the defense on their heels, and the defensive line did a fantastic job of filling that gap, really just kind of slowing everything down because they were trying to do like a power formation here to the right side of the line.
Now, talking to quarterback Lasik is number 11, Ben Reed. He's been the deep guy tonight.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns on the night, so watch him on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, we got to cover 2, so he's got help over the top. You're going to see him. Oh, he's sneaking. We've got a cornerback blitz.
Oh, big hit, right end. Number 99, Peyton Johnson with the sophomore with a sack.
You know what sprung that was the corner blitz over here. You called it out. You've got the cornerback up, and he took off to the quarterback knowing that he had over-the-top help. That's usually when you see a corner blitz is when you've got help over the top in a cover 2 defense. And he flushes the quarterback into the defensive end there, number 99, with a really timely sack.
Yeah, Omar Estrada on the blitz from the corner. It was Martinez in coverage. Cooper Martinez was picking up Ben Reed. Okay. That's Pagel in motion. Snap under pressure again. He's going to flush out of that one. Oh, there's a big hit. Oh, you got to love that one. Number 34, Jason Nold. Absolutely lays the wood on that one.
I could be more happy with our defensive call there. A great stunt call. Luke Rodriguez came free, slipped inside the defensive tackle there on this stunt and came in, flushed the quarterback, really threw off all the timing for all the receivers there, and a great series by the Dragons.
Evan Anders in on that play, punts away.
Low and out of bounds around the 35, maybe 25.
Let's see where they officially marked this. Yeah, it looks like they're going to say 26-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 for your Dragons.
Great defensive start there.
Moving soon? Let Ostex Moving take the stress off your shoulders. Owned by a proud Round Rock Dragons alum, Ostex is your go-to team for fast, reliable. Cochran in the pistol. Given to Cochran off the right end. And he's wrapped up immediately, able to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Dragons have not been able to kind of crack the code of running inside. You'll notice Cochran is just not getting north and south yet. Shout out to that interior line of the Vista Ridge Rangers with some tough work down there.
Llewellyn comes out of the game.
Dragons need to be careful with that substitution here. That was very close to a penalty.
Carson Summer comes in. And there's Cochran barreling right through. Talk about your angry runs. Absolutely runs through the corner.
That was Ryan Sir-Wattis. That time, number 25, which again looks dangerously like 26.
Oh, it was 25. Sorry, I mean, we took the 76-yard touchdown he had week 1 away. Sorry, Ryan Sawatis on the run. He absolutely drops his shoulder, gets the angry. He's the leading candidate for angry runs today.
Right, dropping the hammer on the corner here. Trips the bottom of your screen.
Passes up. And it's Yeager on this quick slant across the 40. That's enough for a Dragon first down.
I like that route. You got the very far receiver running a go route, and both receivers, internal receivers, are both running slants. You've got 2 options there. You got to like it. Opel can see both receivers right away.
Give it to Cochran. He gets hit immediately.
That may be a loss of 1 there.
He was hit by number 40 and 42. For your Vista Ridge, that's Wyatt Porowski and C.J. Milligan on the tackle for Vista Ridge.
2nd and 11 for the Dragons, still in their territory here.
The three receivers to the left, Yeager's in the middle. Musey in motion. And the handoff goes to Cochran, 44, hits him immediately in the backfield and drives him down. That's number 44, Nate Cochran with the tackle. That's going to be a loss of a yard. 3rd down and 11 from the 39-yard line for the Dragons.
Yeah, tough sledding there. Just not able to move those interior defensive linemen yet for Vista Ridge. They've done a really good job, and this is where the scouting report really showed up. I mean, we talked about it. The first 2 games, the running game for the Dragons has been dominant. Vista Ridge has done a good job kind of stopping them up.
Quick pass. It's going to be Daniel Berry with the catch. Spins out of a tackle and driven out of bounds.
About a 5-yard gain there, 7-yard gain maybe. Looks like about 4th and 5 at the 45. The Dragons 45 still have not. Actually, they marked him. He must have stepped out earlier than we thought there, Bob.
Yeah, they're going to mark him at the 43. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 7, and the punt team will come in for the Dragons.
Clock stopped because he did get out of bounds. It's 4 minutes, 42 seconds left. Oh, unfortunate penalty there. We had a lineman, looks like somebody over on the corner flinched. It's going to back the Dragons up another 5 at a time when the real estate becomes very, very valuable.
Adam Ferguson, the Dragon punter.
We do have the wind behind us. If we can get something that rolls down here and get some good coverage, we could really put them kind of in a hole.
Adam Ferguson is the punter. This looks like 29, who's Martinez. I'm trying to get a read on the number for the punter. Kick is away. It is Ferguson. Bounces at the 29, rolls inside the 10.
Absolutely
out of bounds
beautiful.
at the 5-yard line.
It does not get better than that. It's exactly what you wanted from your punter. A low roller. Really unwise to try to field that, because if the receiver, the punt returner taps that, then it's a live ball. So he wisely let it go. Just a great angle on that. That sets them back and buries them. They're going to be taking the snap of the shotgun from their goal line.
26-24, 4 minutes, 31 seconds. Vista Ridge ball from the 5-yard line. Watch Ben Reed at the bottom of your screen, number 11.
You got stacked twins down here at the bottom of your screen. Definitely running a route. There's your
Looking
hook.
left, steps up, and under pressure.
That ball might be out.
Yes, sir. Let's see.
He's saying they're down. The referee,
the umpire is signaling that he was down.
line judge is calling down.
Well, if we get another sponsor for instant replay, we'll be able to bring in a slow motion instant replay to this camera crew that we have, headed up by Chris Brogdon and Hank Oppel.
Second and 9 from the 6.
Lasik on the 1. It's going to be back in the end zone. Under pressure, flips it out.
Throws it away.
And that should be intentional grounding.
Well, there's a receiver in just over the top of the receiver. At least he was in the neighborhood.
I don't know that he was close enough. I'm a little surprised they're not at least talking about it. I didn't think he was close enough, but coach isn't arguing.
Big third down play here for the Dragons.
The senior Amador, corner on the bottom of your screen.
Omar Estrada on the top. Back to pass, steps up under pressure, and they're going to sack him. And there it is.
93.
It's 93. Ford Lucas, the sophomore, with the sack. Couldn't come at a better time. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 11 from the 4. Officially, it's a 2-yard loss. And they're going to be punting from the back of the end zone. This is a dangerous one.
Great series by the Dragons coming in, and they are kicking against the wind. You got Yeager back to receive.
And they're moving him up. I'd back him up a little bit. He's at the 36-yard line right now. Kick is away.
He's saying get away. 29-yard line.
And it's going to roll back. They're going to hit it at about the 27, maybe 28. Let's see where they give the official mark. I think they're going to say 27-yard line. They couldn't get better field position with 2 minutes, 48 seconds left in the game. Dragons leading this one 26-24, and it's a 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line for Round Rock.
This is where, as a head coach, you grab your offensive lineman and you say, this is time for smash mouth football. We've got to move the ball down the field. We need you to move this defensive lineman. We've got to grind this out. Game is far from over. You've got 2 timeouts for Vista Ridge, and you've got the 2-minute warning. So if they get some stops here, they're going to start playing some clock management.
Absolutely. For those of you watching, click subscribe. We're going to be bringing you all of the Round Rock varsity games, as well as Thursday night home games. Cochran in the backfield. Gets the ball, barrels it up the middle. He's going to fall forward. They're going to mark him down at the 25-yard line. Vista Ridge calls timeout.
Looks like we got an injury on the field here.
This is pizza with a heart, baked in a restaurant with a soul, where the grit of Detroit meets the innovation of Austin. Sometimes pizza's just pizza, but at Via 313, it runs way deeper than that. Built right to the last bite. Try it at a Via 313 near you.
Dragon Football appreciates our sponsors: Just Graze, NYSA, Home Solutions, Beth Fitzmaurice with Everett Realty, True Smoke, South State Bank, Q1 Media, Better You, Centro Event Space, Cuppa Austin, Santiago Paint and Home Improvements, Bush's Chicken, JT Reisdorf State Farm, and Watkins Insurance.
And we're back, 4th quarter, 26-24. Your Round Rock Dragons leading this one. 2nd and 8 from the 25. Oh, it's a keeper. Oppo keeps it. One man to beat. And he's wrestled down to the ground. And number 0, Amari Jordan with the open field tackle. If he misses that tackle, Oppo's got a lot of running distance.
I like the play call. That was just a very athletic play by Amari, stopping Oppo in his tracks. 3rd and 10 for the Dragons. This is a big play. Not much time has come off the clock. They called 2 quick timeouts, which we knew they were going to. They had them. And you've also got the 2-minute warning here.
So 2:33 left to play. Vista Ridge out of timeouts. Round Rock still has 1. What a game this has turned into.
Yeah, really a slugfest here for the first district contest between Vista Ridge and Round Rock. Two rival schools, man. They battle it out in football, baseball, all the things.
Absolutely. A couple score updates. Hutto pulls ahead of Cedar Ridge, 41-35. Lake Travis, 59. Midland Legacy, 13. McNeil, 48. Westwood, 38. Looks like Vandergrift up 24-0 now. And Cedar Park and Huntsville are knotted up again at 29. Oppel keeps that one. He's going to air it out. He goes for Barry, and I'm surprised you don't get a flag on that one.
Yikes. That's a tough call, and Barry knows it. It's very surprising we are not getting a call there because the defender never turned around and located the ball and ran into the receiver who jumped up to try to make a play here.
And that'll bring Coach Moore out onto the field.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean, honestly, it's a terrible no call in the situation. You know, as a former high school official here in Central Texas, you know, if it's a penalty in the first, it's a penalty in the fourth. You got to be consistent. I get it. You want to let him play. That was a blatant pass interference. But here's Irizarry with the field goal and just has the distance.
It's good.
It is good. Round Rock pulls ahead 29-24 with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left.
Whereas it's still, you know, if they score a touchdown, they go ahead. But what you've done is you've taken the field goal out of play. They can't play for a field goal anymore. They've got to get in the end zone with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left. No timeouts. They do have the 2-minute warning. They will stop the clock if the ball goes out of bounds. So this is where your 2-minute offense for Vista Ridge kicks in. You do a lot of outs, a lot of flag patterns to try to get use the sideline to your advantage. Dragon defense has stepped up time after time in the second half. We're hoping to see that again here in the last 2 minutes. And really with no timeouts, Bob, if we get them, and this is 4-down territory for Vista Ridge, no question about it, but if we can get a stop here, Vista Ridge can't stop the clock anymore once we get past the 2-minute warning.
You got Ben Reed on the bottom of your screen, number 11. Number 12 is the other returner, Will Johnson, the sophomore wide receiver for the Rangers.
Be interesting to see if we do kind of the pooch kickoff again or you just drive it deep.
Irizarry has the leg to put it into the end zone, and it's going to be a pooch kick. It's going to be fielded at the 24-yard line. Number 3, Sizatowski with the return. He's going to return it for about 11 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for your Vista Ridge Rangers with 2 minutes, 11 seconds left. It's your Round Rock Dragons leading this one 29-24.
And this is where, as a coach, when you start thinking strategy here a lot, Bob, you got 11 seconds and you got the 2-minute warning. This is where you'll see them run a deep pattern or something in the middle of the field because you know the clock's going to stop regardless. So if they're going to do something deep in the middle of the field, this is where you're going to see it.
It's Isaiah Amador, number 1 on the bottom of your screen, who's covering number 11, Ben Reed. He's been the deep guy, 2 touchdowns.
And we're in a cover 3. You'll see him back off to give a little bit of room.
Under pressure, Lasik steps up. He's going to take off. He's got a little bit of a lane to run.
Oh, we got to flag it here at the end of the play.
It was 93 on the tackle for Round Rock, Ford Lucas.
I think it might have been a hold on number 3, that wide receiver over here.
Number 3, Sizatowski. Quinn.
Personal foul. We got face mask on the Dragons. That's going to add another 15 yards to the end of the run. That's a very unfortunate penalty at this stage in the game.
I didn't see who the foul was on. The tackle was made by number 93. Like I said, Ford Lucas with the tackle.
The clock was still running. I don't know why. But regardless, we are at the 2-minute warning. Dragons up by 5. 29-24.
This fall, as the Round Rock Dragons light up the field, Hughes Insurance Group is proud to stand behind them as a sponsor of the 2025 broadcast. Serving Central Texas since 1990, Hughes Insurance Group is your hometown team for personal and life insurance. Whether it's auto, home, renters, or RV coverage, we've got you protected. As an independent agent, Jason works with many different companies to get you the coverage you need at the best price. He takes the time to get to know you, because great coverage starts with a real connection. Call Hughes Insurance Group today for a quote or consultation and go.
And we're back after the 2-minute warning as your Round Rock Dragons leading this one 29-24. Vista Ridge threatening with a 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
Tight formation. Watch the outs, just
Here's
like
the
we said.
pass under pressure. He's going to air it out. Oh, and it's Ben Reed for the touchdown. It was Ben Reed came from across the field with the catch right in front of the goal line. And Vista Ridge is going to go up with 1:50 left, 30-29.
Wow, that is.
He's been the go guy the whole time.
He has been, and honestly, be interesting here to see if Vista Ridge goes for 2, knowing that Round Rock can put points on the board with a field goal and keep the difference at 3 here. And it looks like that's exactly what they're doing, Bob. They are lining up for a 2-point conversion. You got twins on each side, really spread out over here. You got to think.
And it's going to be a timeout for the Dragons. They're going to burn their last timeout. You know, you hold them here. All you got to do is either way, you're field goal.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why you're going for 2.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, no. They backed it up 5.
They got
It was
delay.
It was either a delay of game or a false start. I didn't see the play clock.
It was a delay of game, I think, with all the excessive celebration from the excitement of that last play.
Number 5 in motion.
There it is.
There's Pagel around the right end.
Got to stretch it out.
And he's driven out of bounds.
He does not get it.
And it's Padaville is in there. And number 34, Jason Knoll. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just a hustle play. We knew that they were going to go the long side of the field. That's why they lined up on that hash mark to try to stretch the field as much as they could. Used him out on the motioned out there, and great job by the defense stretching it out. Number 13, Padaville, absolutely showing a lot of hustle there to knock him out just before he reaches the pylon. So, man, what a nail-biter, Bob. We're 1:50 left. You've got Vista Ridge take the lead with an incredible play by quarterback, the backup quarterback at that, rolling out and hitting the receiver on a scramble play, honestly, which puts the Rangers up 30-29. They did not convert the 2-point conversion, which means the Dragons just need to get in field goal range. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Obviously, getting out of bounds will also stop the clock, but we've got a slugfest here at John Gumpton Stadium here between the Vista Ridge Rangers and your Round Rock Dragons.
So once again, Yeager on the bottom of the screen. It's going to be Daniel Berry on the top. The kick is to Daniel Berry, fields it on the 4, across to 10, out to the 20, 25. Looks like he's going to be taken down at the 24-yard line with 1:44 left in the game. Your Round Rock Dragons trailing this one 30-29. A little bit of an Ali Frazier back and forth fight tonight.
Here we go. This is going to be exciting here. We've shown that we can stretch the field. You can expect, and this is where defense is kind of getting a little bit of trouble sometimes. They go into prevent defense, which leaves everything underneath open. You can expect the Dragons not maybe take the Hail Mary shot here. You take what they'll give you up front. You don't have to have a touchdown. We just got to have a field goal here to put this thing away.
If you watch the bottom of your screen, it's Yeager in the slot, Barry it throws to Barry. spins through one tackle and fights his way to the 36-yard line, and that's enough for a Dragon first down. They're going to stop it as they reset the clock, jarring a little bit back and forth.
Well, what you're seeing here is you're seeing Vista Ridge. They're slow to move, slow to release the tackle because they're trying to burn as much time as possible. Clock is now running 1:32.
Balls
Here we
to
go
Yeager,
again.
across the 45, out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Little bit of miscommunication there. You got Barry and Yeager within like 2 yards of each other. I think Barry was supposed to release and do a go route and Yeager underneath. Regardless, it worked out. We got the first down and the clock stoppage, 1:27.
Dragons still have one timeout left. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line, long side of the 50. Oppo rolling to his right, under pressure. And he's going to throw that one away. It was number 0, Amari Jordan.
We've said his name a lot, Bob. Really a talented defender for Vista Ridge. He came up and made a hit on a blocker and laid him out and was able to continue to add pressure to Opple as he was scrambling.
Absolutely. And the Dragons' offensive line is one of the better ones I've seen.
Yeah.
I expect to hear Amari Jordan's name come signing day.
Yeah.
He'll be playing at the next level. Definitely has the talent.
You got a cover 3 look right now from
Opple, back to pass, under pressure, giving chase. He's going to throw that one away, and he's driven out of bounds.
no flag on that.
Oh, this line judge doesn't throw it.
I'm a little surprised.
I mean, I get it. You want to let the kids play, but 1:11 left in the game. Dragons down by 1. It's 3rd down and 10 from the 46-yard line.
Here we go. You got trips the top of your screen. Yeager in that group. He's been one of the top targets. Let's see where Opple goes.
Stepping up under pressure, and he is going to be dragged down, number 42, with the tackle for Vista Ridge.
Dragons will take a quick timeout with 1 minute and 1 second remaining. This will be the biggest play of the game right here with a 4th and what looks to be around 7. I think the scoreboard has it at 4th and 8.
I am literally 6 feet away from Coach Tenney, but a big pane of glass separating the call. Wonder what he's going to dial up here. I mean, you got to look at Dylan Yeager.
Yeah, honestly, Bob, here's my thought is you've got 2 things going. We got no timeouts. Anything to the middle of the field, and it's got to be a first down. The clock will stop as they reset the chains. I'm expecting to see something over the middle, to be honest, probably a slant or a skinny post, just to get some separation here from these defenders. You got trips at the top of your screen. You got Griffin down here by himself.
Trips to the right, like you said. Yeager's the one closest to the line of scrimmage.
This is the game.
He's in the middle. Yeager's in the middle.
This is the ball game.
Back to pass under pressure. He's got to get rid of that ball. Not able to get rid of it. He's sacked for a loss. Ball is going to go over to Vista Ridge. And it was number 44, Nate Cochran, with the big sack. He was able to come right up the middle. And this is going to be a tough loss for your Round Rock Dragons. 54 seconds left. They're out of timeouts. Expect to see victory formation for Vista Ridge.
Yeah, we can't stop the clock. And with the 25-second play clock, you need to kneel 2 times, and that's about it. That'll be the game, unfortunately.
And there's the kneel down. Clock will start running. They will have to snap one more. Now, as a former official, we take our time setting this ball just to let the clock run a little bit. They'll reset the clock at 40 seconds. They will not have to run another play with 30 seconds left on the clock. And this will be a heartbreaking loss for the Round Rock Dragons.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Vista Ridge showing a lot of grit here in the fourth. Really the fourth quarter came down to that one play where you've got the quarterback scrambling to his right and finding Ben. I forgot his last name. Ben Reed in the corner. I mean, he has been just dynamic for Vista Ridge, and honestly, the playmaker that they needed when they needed him. But again, another second-string quarterback, Bob. This second week in a row, we've seen the depth of two teams at quarterback coming in and making really making a statement when the starting quarterback came out injured.
Absolutely. In the first quarter, Ben Reed, 71-yard pass from Caden Arnott. That was the end of. We didn't see Caden after that. In the second quarter, Reed had a 36-yard catch from backup Cameron Lacey, who really, like you just said, did an outstanding job. And here in the fourth quarter, within 2 minutes, I think it was 1 minute and 36-ish seconds, catches it, like you said, in the front corner of the end zone for the go-ahead score. Tough game. Overall, what did you see? Like defensively, offensively?
As the game was coming down, and we need that 5 or 7 yards here just to stay alive, to try to get the first down. One thing that's always open that I think people kind of neglect, and it's easy to kind of overlook it, would be something like a bubble screen, because the defense is on their heels. They are worried about you getting too far down the field. We only need 7. I would have liked to see some type of bubble screen or something. We've been running it a lot during the game. That the defense is backed off in kind of a prevent defense. We might have been able to sneak something across there. Again, the coaches saw something different. They wanted to go a little bit further down the field. And, hats off to Vista Ridge defensive line, getting the pressure when they needed to here deep in the fourth. Nail biter, 30-29. You don't see football games this close, Bob, coming down to a 1 point difference with 2 minutes left to go.
Absolutely. It's going to be a heartbreaking loss. Got to look at the positives, right? This is the first game of district, right? You wanted a better outcome, but if we just look at the progression from week 1, Shoemaker to Temple, right? Temple, we got beat. Well, first off, Shoemaker was at 4 or 5 turnovers. The first 3 plays of the game, we had 2 turnovers. You then look back at, or our first 3 offensive plays, I should say. We then had 2 pick sixes in that game. You fast forward to Temple, it really was 5 go routes, 4 to Brown, 1 to Scott. Both of them are D1 multiple offered wide receivers, and they're legitimate D1 wide receivers, no doubt about it. The coverage was outstanding. 4 of them, Omar had his face mask in the guy's face, right? So you look at that. We did look a lot better last week, but now you come up to here. First time in 3 games, we didn't have a 100-yard rusher. But the backside of it, on the other side, Jack Oppel, very encouraging, looked incredibly sharp tonight. Dylan Yeager really had a day you dream of when you're little.
Yeah, and you said it, Bob. The difference in the game for me, from my perspective, is the running game. We didn't have it when we really needed it. We had, that the series here late in the game when really what you want to do is grind it out. Like we need to grind out 4 or 5 yards of carry, find a way to get upfield. We couldn't do that. Had to punt. And then you just give them a chance. They're a high-powered offense. They've got guys that can run, guys that can catch. And, when we can't run and really kind of grind out the yards that we need to late in the game, it resulted in them getting the ball back and putting together a 2-minute drive that allowed for a score here late in the game to put them up 30-29. Now we did have a good goal line stand there to keep them to get the 2-point conversion, but at the end of the game here, whether you win by 1 or won by 40, it's a W in the column for them and an L for us, unfortunately, on our first district match.
Absolutely. Be interesting how we rebound from Game Time Broadcasting. I want to thank a special thanks to Aaron, to Chris Brogdon, to Hank Oppel on the camera crew, and Justin the Priest. This is Bob Slocum with the Round Rock Dragons official broadcaster. Thank you. We'll see you next week.